What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Locked On Sharks, the premier hockey podcast covering your favorite team in the Bay Area. We're back. We're older. We're wiser. We're handsomer. We're smarter. JD, don't give me this. Don't sell yourself short. You've had sex twice, minimum. You have a wife, a house, a Mustang, a Traeger. You went to Legoland. Everything's coming up, JD, here.
Everything's coming up, JD.
I'm not wrong. And your cuffs are bone dry.
Yes.
What we're going to do today is, because we're getting, obviously the playoffs are moving on. We're getting closer to the frantic time, draft, free agency, signings. As we saw over the last couple of weeks, the Barabanov signings and all them are coming through. What we're going to do today is we're going to take a look at the draft, and we're not going to do a draft profile, but we're going to kind of look at draft strategy. Who the Sharks could trade with. Should they stay there? Are they going to go D? Are they going to go forward? Is there any goalies we're taking? Kind of just look at the draft and what are the possibilities that could happen and where we think the Sharks are right now in terms of kind of player they're probably going to draft. So it's a draft strategy episode. And at the end, the long-awaited 8 series, we're going to give you our favorite episodes from each season 3 to 11 of The Simpsons. This is mostly just for one guy in our own entertainment. But stick around. It's funny because spoiler alert, we have more than just an episode a season. Oh, Dakota's here. Music.
You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
I'm your host, Kyle Demetrius. Back with me, as always, is co-host JD. The veal sandwich to my meatball sub. Because you didn't see that one coming.
A veal sandwich before?
Yeah, like an Italian sandwich, but like the veal with like the red sauce on it, maybe a little mushroom, maybe a little onion, cheese on that nice soft white bun. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm going to Seattle in a couple weekends again, but like a day trip. Guess what's on the way? Yes, Jersey Mike's. I heard you start to get that out. I am getting 2 subs at Jersey Mike's. I don't care because I don't know.
Double fisting them.
Yeah. Because I don't know. I think I might do a regular cheesesteak because I've never had a hot one there. It looks good. And you said the Big Kahuna is awesome. But then you know what? That nice cold. I'm a big sandwich guy. Love a nice cold deli sandwich. It was so good. That dressing that Mike's own. Do you think Mike makes his own dressing?
Yep, in the back. He can only make a little bit at a time. But
what if there's a big scandal that he actually wasn't from New Jersey at all?
No,
he was like Connecticut Mike or Rhode Island Mike.
Yeah,
Delaware Mike doesn't have the same ring as Jersey Mike.
No, it does not. So.
Poor Delaware Mike. All right, draft stratagems, strategery. I think the easiest place to start is: do you think San Jose is going to trade this pick or stay and pick at 11?
I honestly think they stay at pick 11 unless they get a nice offer. Doug Wilson Jr. did say that he really likes where they're picking at pick number 11. Of course, he's not going to come out and say like, "Oh God, I hate this pick. What have we done?
The team was too good this year.
The team was too good. Can we get a better pick?" But I still think. Running through mock drafts and kind of looking I still think the Sharks can get an impactful player at 11 there, even if the board maybe doesn't break the way they want.
Well, but, I think on that point, I think I'm coming around to where you are, because when we're talking to scouts and the more draft research we do, it really seems like a guy like a Cutter Gauthier, a Marcus Casper, a random D-man is going to, like a Korchinski, is going to move up into that top 10, and it's not necessarily going to be Wright, Cooley, Nemec, Jiricek, Slavkovsky, Nazar, Lekkerimaki, Lambert. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's going to be like straight. It's definitely not going to be, but I think
everyone we've talked to they're saying this draft is like expect the unexpected type of thing. And I mean, right now we're in the Shane Wright's bad at hockey phase, but that'll turn around here soon.
I'm not in that phase. He was like Shane 5th in scoring in the OHL, and everybody's like, he was.
Yeah, Shane Wright's
didn't play hockey last year.
But I mean, you see that every draft doesn't matter the sport, about that 5 to 6 week out, it's like, hey, is presumed number one pick actually good at being presumed? Are they worthy of being? And it's just because there's nothing else to talk about. You see this in football, you see this in basketball, you see this in hockey, like you see this in all the sports where there's actual like real thought and coverage behind the draft. Baseball is, who cares about baseball drafts? But anyway, like it's just part of the cycle, right? And in a couple of weeks we'll see that, hey, look how good Shane Wright is. He was the 5th in OHL in scoring, and et cetera, et cetera. Wow, he missed an entire year. Imagine where his development would be if he played that year, type of thing. So yeah, it's part of the cycle. But going back to the original question, I think with the Sharks, they're in the try to gather as many good players as they can. And I know they don't have a second round pick, but I think it would take a lot. Somebody would have to overpay to move up to 11. And then the other thing is it takes 2 to tango. Like, who is moving up, especially in a draft where it's supposed to be so volatile, and like a guy you might like, the other teams may not like. And so that's where like the draft boards are not going to be very consensus. You don't know, like even with the D-man, like they're all over the place on who's like the number one D-man. And I think you can make a case for a bunch of these guys of who could be the potential best player for the defenseman, at least. So
yeah. And like when you look at it, like you said, 2 to tango, right behind the Sharks. So who's moving up? Columbus at 12. No, they already have 6. They're definitely not moving up 1 spot. Islanders going up 2 spots. No. Winnipeg, no. Vancouver at 15, probably not. Buffalo at 16, they already got 9. So like they're probably going to take the chances. Nashville maybe go 17 to 11. Then you got Dallas, LA, Washington, Pittsburgh, Oilers. Like, I don't think
all those other teams are like playoff teams or like giving up assets to move up there for a guy who's not going to make an impact on your team this year. Like I don't see it, right?
Exactly. And I think too, if San Jose if we're going to play devil's advocate here and say San Jose were to move up, I guess the teams you would have to look at are teams with multiple firsts. So would Columbus trade 6 to 11 if you gave them like a third? Maybe.
But I don't know if that's the thing. The thing that's hurting the Sharks is since they don't have a second round pick, that's less ammo for them to move around the board, unless they want to give up one of their prospects. But again, it's like they'd have to fall in love with somebody, I think, to kind of move up there, and it's like, maybe if New Jersey is trying to get out of the number 2 slot, and it's like maybe they're like, hey, but again, you have to give up something real to move from 11, to acquire that second.
You're giving up 11 to go to 2, plus you're giving up maybe like next year's first, which is very dumb.
Yeah.
And then who are you giving up? Like, are you giving up Eklund? No. Are you giving up Bordelot? Probably not. Are you giving up Ozzy or Robbins? Probably not at this point.
And again,
you could, but if you think Juraj Slafkovsky is that much better?
Yeah, and it's like, or even not seeing if they would, just me speculating, but like if they just wanted to acquire the second pick, if there's the like, what if they just traded Timo for it? But are we sure like Cooley is going to be as good as Timo Meier?
Probably not.
And this team has already said like they're not rebuilding, so it's counterintuitive to what. To that. So, all right, before we get into some more draft strategies and what we think the Sharks actually do with pick number 11, we want to take a quick break and talk to you guys about our friends over at Athletic Greens. Athletic Greens is a product I use every day. I started using it because I didn't want to waste my time with trying to pick out all the different vitamins, wanted to work on my immune system, my gut health, and I wanted a supplement that actually tasted great and wanted to see what all the hype was about. So, with Athletic Greens, you get 1 delicious scoop of the AG1. You're absorbing 75 high quality vitamins, minerals, whole foods, source superfoods, and probiotics to help you start your day right. The special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, aging, all of these things. So if you're kind of want to know more about the actual company, Athletic Greens was created when the founder experienced a ton of gut health issues and ended up with a complicated supplement routine to recover. It cost him $100 a day. So he created Athletic Greens after experiencing how difficult it was to create an optimal nutritional routine on your own. And with Athletic Greens, it's going to cost you less than $3 a day. You're investing in your health. It's cheaper than your cold brew habit. It's cheaper than getting all the different supplements yourself, and you're investing in all-in-one nutritional insurance. So it's really easy. Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/NHL Network. Again, it's athleticgreens.com/NHL Network to take ownership of over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
Yeah, I don't think the moving up is going to go, but you did, when we talked about this beforehand, you did say that Arizona has a ton.
They have like 5
second rounders. They're picking 3, 30, 31. Well, 30 and 31 depend on whoever they have, like the picks.
They have Carolina and Colorado, so those are
like they're going to be somewhere down there in the back half.
And 32, basically, yeah.
Probably, most likely, unless Carolina or loses out a 2-0 lead. Do you think trading back from 11 to, let's say, 30, picking up a second?
That's multiple seconds to move them. But again, it's like,
well, no. Like San Jose calls up Arizona and says, "Hey, do you want on number 11? We'll take 30 and 57.
Couple of your seconds or something."
One. I don't think they would need multiple of them, but one of them.
But then again, I still think you're putting yourself in a position where you're not going to get a potential blue chip player there,
But are we sure that you're getting one at 11? Because it seems like
I think you have a chance, like if like a Kevin Krasinski or Brad Lambert or Lekkermaki, But
see, I think that's the thing. Like Lekkermaki and Krasinski aren't really blue chip prospects. They're just guys that are going to top out as good, but not like blue chip. Like there's no Eklunds at this point. There's no like Bordelos. So the guy you're getting at 11, let's say it's Lekkermaki, is he slotting in like Eklund, Bordelo, Robbins? Is he above Co, below Co? Is he above Gushin?
I put him
Ozzy.
I put him Lekkermaki. I mean, I'd put him with the Robbins.
Probably not at this point. Like Robbins torched last year, and Lekkermaki's like got a lot of questions in his game. Like when we listen to the
but Lekkermaki's already been playing against men at the age of 18.
Yeah,
and he's put up points against them and stuff. So
yeah, not a lot, not a ton of them, but
he was scoring. Lekkermaki had, I think.
So then why isn't Lekkermaki going 2? Like there's obvious like massive holes in his game to go 11 in a draft where everybody is shitty.
That's his thing, is he's a scorer, but like, I mean, again, it's on the SHL, he had 7 goals in 26 games, like on a terrible U-Gardens team. So
yeah, no. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying he's not a blue chip prospect. Otherwise, he would be going in the Slavkovsky, Cooley, Wright thing. And even then, I don't think anybody considers Slavkovsky and Cooley even like a blue chip prospect. So that's why like moving down from 11 to 30 and picking up a second, you could take some swings on some guys that could turn into these blue chip prospects down the line, like an Owen Pickering. Or a Callio Delius or
Gleb Falls or something like
that.
Gleb,
yeah, or Jimmy Snuggerud. What a name.
Yeah. Somebody wants us to do a Snuggerud prospect.
Yeah, get at us for all Snuggerud based prospecting. But that's I think Arizona's really the only team you could try to finagle. But then again, like you said, you're dropping like 20 spots.
Yeah, and I'd rather just have that pick, to be honest.
Yeah, so would I. And I think
you can get a second, like if you trade James Reimer at the draft, like to a team, like
trade Aiden Hill and recoup that second,
or you trade Aiden Hill and recoup that second.
Definitely,
I wish, but like if if you're like the Devils, they're an up and coming team, right? And like you're thinking, what's their big need right now? Is goaltending.
Everything.
No, I mean they have their core pieces, right? And they're kind of ready to take that next step from a young team into a kind of young contending team. And I think for them, like if you were to like, hey, James Reimer, give us your second round pick, that's going to help solve your goaltending issues. Or even like Aiden Hill, who's better than any goaltender that they have right now.
Well, no, they have Mackenzie Blackwood.
I mean, if you compare Blackwood to Hill last year, Hill had looked better than he had better numbers than Blackwood. So, but like you get what I'm saying though. But even then, like you would have that's a pretty solid tandem between Blackwood and Hill. Like type of situation where you go to them and be like, hey, your goaltending was your bugaboo last year. We have an extra one. Give us one of your picks, and that'll help this team that's got a lot of young, fun players kind of help make that next jump to, start to be contenders, young, fun contending team. So
you are way higher on New Jersey than I anticipated.
Yeah,
gosh, I think they're a train wreck.
I think they have a lot of young, fun pieces, and they could see themselves if they fix their goaltending. I think that would solve a lot of their issues. Where, but
hot take, they should send Mario Ferraro to the Devils.
There you go.
They have Dougie, I guess, and then they have Luke Hughes coming potentially some point. And then their next best prospect is Kevin Ball, who's not good. So like, I don't know, Jedi mind trick them.
Yeah,
give us Ferraro for 2.
There you go.
Imagine that.
Oh my god.
That would be an absolute heist.
That would be an absolute heist. Not gonna happen.
That'd be sick. Not gonna happen. But
another team another team I think is Ottawa too, where they've been picking. They've had a lot of high picks. They probably feel pretty solid about their core. Could you maybe trade them something to get 7, and then I don't know what you're trading them. Was that?
You'd have to trade them 11 and
something. Like one of
Scott Reedy. No, but that's trash. We're doing the thing where we just try where we try to put our trash on somebody else's lawn. Not that I'm saying Scott Reedy's trash. I'm just saying like that's not a real NHL deal. That's just the thing that
it would have to be like a 11 plus an
Reedy
NHL
plus
player.
like a 5th.
That or like what if
they would want somebody more than Reedy? They would want
what about like a Balser? Send him Balsers back.
Oh my god, the Balser circle of life.
Just getting swapped between.
Barabana would be the.
Something like that, where it's like a kind of like a middle 6 guy.
Yeah, but San Jose doesn't really have those guys that are going to be, unless they think like Nick Bonino is going to solve their issues as like a veteran presence, then obviously. But I just don't know if 7
plus thing is going to.
Yeah, like I don't know if they're going to move off 7 and that's their job. I think. What do you think the chances are that San Jose just makes the pick? Because like I know we did this hypothetically. I think it's like 88%.
Yeah, it's super high. I would, unless like you
so
said,
actually, you know what I just thought of? No, he wouldn't do it because Brent Burns has a no trade clause, so he wouldn't waive it to go to Ottawa because they're not contending.
No.
But
the sneaky team for Brent Burns actually is the Rangers.
Do they have cap?
They have cap space.
Do they actually?
I think they have cap space. They're an up and coming team. He wouldn't have to play first line shutdown minutes because you have Adam Fox, right? There's a bajillion. Yeah, that's the sneaky team right there. They've got goaltending. They have a lot of good, solid pieces on their.
They only have $7 million projected next year, and they only have 21 players on their team.
You could, but yeah, I mean it's still workable right there.
Did you know Justin Braun is on the Rangers?
Yes, he got traded at the deadline. Yeah.
Like Adam Fox goes from $925,000 to $9.5 next year.
Yeah.
They got to sign. Okay, so Strome is a free agent. Kopp, who they traded for. Vetrano, who you can let go.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Mott, you can let go. Capo Caco needs a new contract, but it should be cheap. Julian Gauthier, whatever. Greg McKegg, whatever. Gettinger, whatever. Okay, so there's options.
Yeah, and it's like if some of their guys walk away, they've been. Their prospect pool is super deep anyway, so you would think that some of these other guys if they develop would be ready to make this up. But that's a sneaky team right there. I don't know if he wants to go to the Rangers or not, but I mean with the Sharks, like you said, I think they're really.
I think they're going to make the pick. We're going to be sitting here on draft day, and we're going to be discussing who they picked at 11.
Yep,
it just makes too much sense. And
like said,
those other kind of deals in a draft where moving around is not going to be wise just because it's unknown. Like next year, teams are going to be trying to move up constantly.
Yep,
but not this year.
So yeah, like unless there's somebody that like the Coyotes fall in love with, and they have the ammo to move around type of thing. But
they want to go from 30 to 11. You better pay up.
Yeah, you better pay up. So yeah, I think the Sharks are in a good spot to be able to get a really good player still. Mm-hmm. And yeah. So.
What position do you think they're going to go for? Because I think we're kind of both on the same page here.
We've been on the find William Eklund a friend, but maybe the friend,
maybe his friend plays behind him.
So Yeah, I think we talked about this where they're, who's kind of the guy in their defensive prospects that you're really excited about. Womp, womp, womp. Ryan Merkley's played a little bit. He's played about 40 NHL games.
I still like Ryan Merkley, but
I still like Ryan Merkley.
You need more than one guy. Say Ryan Merkley is the guy. You still need more than one guy.
Yeah, and it's like Hadaka. We're excited about Hadaka, but like, is he going to be a difference maker?
Yeah, Hadaka's probably just a guy.
Yeah, like, can I just have cool, like, a lot of these guys were.
Oh, it's Anthony Potato, duh.
So.
Actually, we're on the train now. You heard it here first. We're staking our claim. Actually, JD said it a while ago. Nick Cicek is going to make the team. He's going to give the Nikolai Knyzhov or the Mario Ferraro Legacy Award, where when Ferraro, Knyzhov, Middleton, we're going for 4 straight. It's going to be Cicek. He's going to be like, wow, look at this guy. Difference is he's only 21, so they're probably going to keep him.
Yes.
But he's going to be the guy that's going to make it out of camp. You heard it here first. Content Boys saving the franchise once again.
But yeah, I think Doug, I don't think Doug Wilson Jr. is going to force it, but I think if
Nemec or Jiricek falls, 100%.
Yeah, he's going to pick the best player available. But I think if you asked him and he had truth serum or whatever, he would say, man, I hope one of the defensive players fall to me, because I think that's kind of been their, they've been so forward focused over the last few drafts.
Well, 2020 was all forwards, 8 of them.
Yeah, last year, they picked Galen Rock in the 4th round, and he's turning, but still, he's still a 4th round pick for a reason. It's not like
Kashnikov and the other guy were 7th round picks.
5th and 7th round picks for Girev. Both big boys, apparently. Doug Wilson Jr. was saying Girev, the way he broke his wrist, apparently he hit it in the boards and it was flopped like this or something like that, and then he had the trainers try to tape it, and they're like, no dude, you got to go to the hospital.
Oh, nice. What a baller.
Yeah.
I also thought truth serum was gonna be way bigger of a thing in life as a child. Truth serum and quicksand just
quicksand everywhere. Yes.
Yeah, quicksand is just I remember reading about in books, be man, I really got to learn how to get out quicksand. I don't want to die in quicksand. That seems terrible. I got to make sure there's some vines around. How do I spot quicksand?
You carry rope with you at all times just because.
Yeah, whistle. Yeah. And truth serum, sodium pentholate or pentate or whatever it's called. Yeah. I just assumed people were getting truth serums all the time. Turns out that's not a thing.
Quicksand, not an everyday issue.
I don't even know where quicksand is located, to be honest with you. I'm
sure
it probably locates wherever sand is, and it's just it's probably got a water situation underneath.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's also very slow. Quicksand isn't on movies where you step in it and it's oh no, I'm being sucked down. Yeah, it's much slower. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. I think too they're gonna go D, or they're gonna try to go D. I don't think they should force it with a if you're sitting there.
Yeah.
Obviously if Nemec or Jiricek are there, you just snap them up. And I think you start asking questions at Denton Matachuk, Korchinski, and Pavel Minchikov. Obviously the next 3, but if a bunch of those guys go and
if there's a big run on defenseman, that means the forward's going to be falling.
Yeah, if you've got Savoy and Minchikov, I don't think you have to force Minchikov in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then once you get past those D, I mean, the next D is Seamus Casey, who I don't think is should be that high. Leon Bixel, Owen Pickering, Elias Salomonson, Tristan Luneau. These guys are not Callie Odelius, Ryan Chesley. These guys aren't serious top 11 choices. So I think it's going to come down to Nemec, Jiricek, Denton Matachuk, Korchinski, Minchikov.
Yep.
And I think they're going to have their choice of one of them at least. But if there's only 1 or 2, I mean, Savoy, Lambert, Lekkerimäki, Nazar.
If Nazar would fall, it's gonna be so. Yeah, like I said, I still think I think the Sharks are in a good position to still get a really good player. But yeah, I think though if they can get a defenseman, I think that's where they're targeting. So, all right, guys, before we get into something fun and a fan requested, we want to take a quick break and talk to you guys about our friends over at Bet Online. You guys know Bet Online is the #1 source for all your betting needs and sports info. Find all the latest odds, news, and sports developments across the year's basketball and hockey playoffs, Major League Baseball scores, fights, and even next year's NFL futures. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sports wagering information, from live betting to playoffs, esports, and more. So head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends in action. BetOnline, where the game starts. Should we talk Simpsons?
We should. I was just pulling up, I think, as promised, for that one person that says they wanted to start watching The Simpsons or something because of us. Really weird. We're going to go the classic seasons. We're not going to do 1 and 2. Two's got some good episodes in it. Some really good episodes. We're going to start at 3. We're going to give each of our favorite episodes. And by favorite, I mean, like, this is what our favorites as of right now, because it changes all the time. Some of these episodes have, like, if I had to make a top 50, some of these seasons have, like, not top 50, like top 30. Some of these seasons have like
multiple entry. Yeah, multiple entry. It's like picking between your favorite children. So let's start season 3.
Season 3. What do you got?
My favorite is the Homer at the Bat episode where the Springfield nuclear power plant has a softball team. They get to the championship, and then the Mr. Burns
spoil it.
Yeah, he brings in a bunch of ringers. It's amazing. So,
are you Darryl Strawberry? Yes. Do you play right field? Yes. I play right field. Are you better than me? I don't know you. But yes. I love when they start heckling Darryl Strawberry. He starts crying.
The one tear.
Oh, it's so good.
When he's Homer's sitting in the dugout, and Marge is taping him, and he starts scratching himself. She turns away, and she's like, "Kid, tell me when he stops scratching him." And it's like 10 seconds past, and like, "Kids," and like, "We'll tell you." Yeah, that's so great.
My favorite is Bart the Lover, where Bart gets detention and Mrs. Krabappel talks about how, like, she can't find. He overhears that she can't find love, and so he starts writing her, like, love notes as Woodrow, because he looks at the Woodrow Wilson U.S. president's thing, and then he cuts out a picture of Gordie Howe, and he says, "Strap on the skates, Gordie, you're going in." The letters are really good that he writes to Ed. That's really sad, but it's like there's lots of really good jokes, and I love at the end. This episode ends, and then they flash Gordie Howe's stats with, like, the hockey music. It's really funny. Whenever the wind, the great line, whenever the wind blows, it'll be whispering to me, Edna. And what does he say? It's like lovingly yours, or
something like that. Yeah.
It's really funny. Final Woodrow Wilson letter to Edna Krabappel. I wish I would have saved it. Oh, well, this is not going anywhere. Anytime I hear the name of the wind blow, it'll whisper the name Edna, which is an absolute banger line. Really good episode. Gordie Howe. All right. Season 4.
What do we have? So this one was tough. There were some tough ones here. So.
Also in season 3, Flaming Moe's and Bart the Murderer, bang on episodes.
Yep.
Okay.
This 4. one was hard. I picked Marge versus the monorail.
Classic. Mono equals 1. Rail equals rail.
I call it the big one, Bitey.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Springfield gets a monorail.
There's
a famous song where Lyle Landley sings a monorail song, and it's really good.
Yeah. Monorail. Such a good one.
Literally perfect. I went with Mr. Plow, where Homer starts a snowplow business. There's some really funny episodes.
The commercials. The
commercials are great.
Old Man Winter.
Linda Ronstadt makes an appearance because Barney gets a rival thing. And then I said, "Kiss my asphalt."
When he's like at the car thing too. You gotta buy the noise because I'm gonna buy this truck because you said
there's so many things. Me and my brother always quote at the end, Marge is like, "You didn't lose everything. You've got the jacket." And Homer puts on the jacket and they're getting sexy time. And he's like, he sings like the Mr. Plow jingle really sexily. He goes, "Tonight's forecast calls for flurries of passion followed by extended periods of getting it on." And that's the last line of the episode. And it's incredible.
Yes.
Arguably the best episode ever is in season 4, last exit Springfield, where Homer becomes the union boss. Dental
plan. Lisa.
I love Lisa. Duffless, where Homer goes sober.
I love Lisa's up there too.
There's so many episodes. Season 5.
All right, season 5. Go first because I can try to remember what I had.
I'm going Springfield, or How I Stopped Worrying and Learned to Love the Casino. This is one that we quote all the time. If you ever heard us talk Gambler, I'm Not a State, I'm a Monster. She's Such a Little Trooper, Neon Claws. You've got a gambling problem. I may have killed somebody, but you've got a gambling problem. Banging episode. This is the Spruce Moose. Mr.
Get in.
Crazy. Get in. I said get in. Get rid of all of this. What about the jars of urine?
Keep this. What I think I picked Cape Fear, didn't I? Yes, I picked Cape Fear.
Cape Fear.
Cape Fear. This again. There's so many good ones. I think this is probably my favorite of actually the Sideshow Bob episodes.
Oh, really interesting.
Yeah, there's the whole Mr. Thompson thing with Homer, and he can't figure out that
when I step on your foot and say hello, Mr. Thompson, and wink, you say hello. I think he's talking to you.
There's the rake gag, multiple rake gags. When they're driving through.
Who wants to take the shortcut through the cactus field?
Yay! No, 2 against 1, and Sideshow Bob's just like, great episode.
Can you do the whole reenactment, the whole third overture of the HMS Pinafore?
Yes.
Is this also Bake 'em Away toys?
Yeah,
I think it is. Chief, you're talking in your wallet.
Good. That one's good. What other ones?
Amazing. Other ones. Boy Who Knew Too Much, where Bart plays hooky, and he sees the shout out, the big Rice Krispie square. This is also Skinner, where he goes, "I should go to the 4-H club to find the truant kids." Nobody here. Is it me who's wrong? No, it is the children who are out of touch.
Yes.
Boy Who Knew Too Much. Homer loves Flanders, where they become friends. Boy Scouts of the Hood, where Bart joins the Boy Scouts on a squishy.
The
vendor.
beginning of that episode's so great.
Good.
This
don't do what Donnie don't does. The 500 don'ts and 1 do of knife safety.
But like the actual like squishy blender. Bender is so good. It's so good.
It's so
Springfield, Springfield. It's a hell of a town.
Yeah, Barney shows up. Season 6. I went with my favorite Sideshow Bob episode. It's called Sideshow Bob Roberts, and this is where Sideshow Bob's runs for mayor. And it's so funny because they rip off like a Rush Limbaugh right wing character with Birch Barlow. Yeah, Birchable T. Barlow.
Yeah, looks and sounds just like him.
It's so good. Mayor Quimby can't run a good campaign. I love Grimby. He gets all the stickers. Just a lot of jokes. When they're introducing Bob as the GOP nominee, they open the door and there's a water cooler that bubbles, and one of the guys like, I like what he said. A mighty hawk to you.
My favorite episode, one of the classics, The Lemon of Troy, where Lemon Tree
was her last lemon.
Lemon Tree, I guess there's a rivalry between Shelbyville and Springfield. The Shelbyville kids steal of the Lemon Tree, and a bunch of the Springfield kids, led by Bart, head to Shelbyville to steal back the tree. Homer doesn't have a lot of lines, but every line is 100% gold. There's the whole mill. The great part, like how they do a good job of like partnering the characters, so you have Milhouse and Nelson and like
Martin and Nelson.
Martin and Nelson, and Martin like picks a fight, and then he's like, help me, and then Milhouse is like, or not Milhouse, Nelson's like, and he just like beats the shit out of the kid.
He also calls their Team Discovery Channel.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Homer jokes is when Bart's running away from these dogs that are chasing him. Homer throws these sausages, and the dogs just bite them and keep running. He's like, run faster, boy! They've got the taste for meat now.
He's in the RV. They're trying to get away, and he's got like the rotisseries and everything. So
unbelievable episode.
Everyone get into Flanders RV. No time to wipe your feet.
Homer's throwing 1,000 miles an hour in this.
Yeah.
Season 6 is chock full of episodes. Itchy and Scratchy Land,
so
arguably one of my like 5 or 6 favorite episodes ever, but it just got beat out by my second favorite episode ever, Sideshow Bob Roberts. Trios 5, which is The Shinning, Nightmare Cafeteria, and Traveling Toaster.
Yeah.
Lisa 101 Ice. Greyhounds, Bart of Darkness, Homie the Clown, where he becomes Krusty, Bart versus Australia.
Best fitty pants I've ever had.
Seattle. Bart versus Australia. Tobias,
yes.
And there's also the Stonecutters episode is in this one too, where Homer, crazy season. They're all good.
It might be my favorite season. It's
Yeah,
tough.
season 7, I went with Bart sells his soul, where he sells his soul to Milhouse. And the B plot is Mo changes his bar into Mo's family feed bag, like an Olive Garden style restaurant.
Yes.
Hijinks ensue. Homer's really funny in this. Bart's really good in it. It's a banging episode. This is also he's back in Pog form.
Yes. My favorite season 7. It was tough, but I chose Bart on the road when Bart gets a fake ID, and him, Nelson, and Martin Milhouse they rent a car, and then they end up going to they go to Tennessee to go to the World's Fair, but it's been like 10 years or whatever since the World's Fair. The
Sun Sphere has wigs in it.
Yeah, the Sun Sphere. Actually driven by the Sun Sphere before. It's great. So, but that one's so great. And then they have to kind of figure out a way. Then you have a nice little subplot with Homer and Lisa, where she's spending a bunch of time with him at work, and yeah.
Really good episode. Lots of good jokes in that one. They go to the grammar rodeo as their cover.
In Canada.
Yes. In Canada. Other ones, Radioactive Man, where Milhouse becomes a Fall Out Boy. Two Bad Neighbors, where George Bush Sr. moves across the street. It's really funny.
Yes.
Bar, what's the name of the man? The boy?
Yes.
No, that's the name of the man. It's the name of the boy. Lisa the Iconoclast, where she debunks Jebediah Springfield. One of my favorite episodes. Stick this in your fife and smoke it is really funny. Homer as town crier is really good.
He's so obnoxious with it. Marge Be Not Proud, which is
unreal.
Yeah. One episode we disagreed on. I love Raging Abe Simpson and his grumbling grandson in The Curse of the Flying Hellfish. You're not so high on that one.
It's lame.
Oh,
I don't think it's that great. It's not for me. There's some funny jokes, but yeah.
Homer Palooza, Summer of 4'2".
Oh, Radioactive Man, or Who Shot Mr. Burns? Part 1
or Part 2?
Part 2 is at the beginning. 8. My favorite episode ever is called A Milhouse Divided. It's where Milhouse's parents get divorced. It's so funny. Gudger College. That's a door. That's the famous. So that's it. After no, hold on, I screwed it up. Starts up. Crackers are a family food. Happy families. Single people may eat crackers. We don't want to know. That's a market we could do with it. So that's it. After 20 years, goodbye and good luck. I don't recall saying good luck. My dad's a big wheel at the Cracker Factory. I sleep in a big bed with my wife. That's Jerry. He's a major player down at the sewing store.
Yes.
Can I Borrow a Feeling, which is a great hokey song that Kirk sings to try to get it. Luann dates Pyro or Gyro from American Gladiators, and then Homer's taking a bath and Bart cracks a chair over his back, and the animation on Homer and his acting is really funny, and Bart's like, come on Homer, it's just a classic stunt.
Yes.
Amazing episode. They got one of the Doobie Brothers. Really funny joke. Anyway, it's my favorite episode ever.
Bart After Dark, which is actually the episode right before Milhouse Divided, has some of my all-time favorite line, like kind of throwaway lines.
This is where he works at the boudoir, the body house.
The burlesque house. Lisa and Marge go to clean up an oil spill, and they end up cleaning up rocks. But like, one of my all-time favorite things is like, Marge is like, you got a lemon tree for your birthday and Christmas last year, and I hardly seen you that. And then she runs out and she's all, playing with my peach tree. Mom!
I love my peach tree.
Yeah. There's like, I have rocks to clean at home. And then Homer, just some of the amazing, like, Dad, do I have to brush my teeth? No, but gargles and soda. They have like, the house is just like a pigsty, and they're like making trash angels.
They make garbage angels, yeah.
He opens the door and she's like, are you wearing a grocery bag? He's all, I have misplaced pants. There's the song at the end, the sex cauldron joke.
I love in the song. He's like, we just learned this place existed.
Yeah, great. And then Marge is trying to outdo her. Like it's well,
he could do it again. It was really in the moment, Marge.
Yeah. Whatever, like when Marge is trying to outdo Belle, who owns the house. Like, I've lived here for 57. I'm a 4th generation, 7th generation. Just like, get out of my town. Like, yeah.
Oh, great choice.
This season has some just.
Oh, this is the heart of the thing. Radioactive. Oh no, we already did that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Homer They Fall, which is where Homer becomes a boxing champion.
You only move twice, which is amazing.
The Twisted World of Marge Simpson, where she goes to pretzel wagon and she's like, "What's my territory?" Wherever nacho penetration is less than total.
Yep. The Mysterious Voyage of Homer, when the chili cook-off.
He's the Pope of Chili Town.
Yeah, I'm just trying to fill the house with rich tobacco smell.
Look at my hat. Chili time. Time for chili. You're just mad because you don't have a hat that says it's time for chili. Homer versus the 18th Amendment, where he becomes the beer baron.
I'll find you, beer baron. No, you won't.
You forgot one thing, Wiggum. What's that? I used a funnel.
The funnel, yes. Homer's enemy. What else?
Grimy.
And then, the Itchy and Scratchy and Poochie show.
Classic. It really, there's too many to name. Season 9. I picked Natural Born Kissers, where Homer and Marge try to spice up their marriage, and they do it by having sex in public.
Yep.
Really funny. They do it at the mini pot.
The end when they're getting ready back, and I don't trust these guys. A little like guys.
It's just a really sweet. It's like a really good. Like it's less like gaggy and like fanciful, and like more grounded in reality, but still tons of jokes. Excellent episode.
I picked Bart Starr. There's just too many quotable lines in that one. Where Homer, Bart's playing Pop Warner football, and Homer becomes the coach because he just drives Ned Flanders too crazy. And then he's got the Tom Landry hat and is like cutting kids and makes Bart the quarterback, even though Bart's a terrible quarterback. And
Janie, I liked your hustle, but you're cut.
You're cut, yes.
Amazing. Vapor Lock. Joe Namath tells him about Vapor Lock. Also, Homer versus New York is in that. That's where he's like, no Clav Kalash, only Clav Kalash. You got anything to wash this down? I have crab juice or Mountain Dew. Oh, God. I'll take a crab juice.
The Carney episode is good.
Joy of Sect, where they join the cult, which is really funny.
Das Bus.
Leader Grease. Oh, so good. Lots of good stuff.
Go banana.
Slime.
There's the King of the Hill episode with the Power Bar, the Apple Bar. Yeah.
Oh, Power Sauce.
Yeah, that one's good.
Anything is better in bar form. 3 pounds of spaghetti. Eats it. Hello, hospital. I need an ambulance. Season 10, I went with Lard of the Dance, mostly because I think my brother's favorite line is in this, where Lisa has like a rival or something at school, but then the B plot is Homer pulls Bart out of school because they can make money off of grease.
They're making no money.
They're making no money, and they're stealing it from school. And they talk to Willie, and Willie's like, "Hey, we're from Scotland too." He's like, "Oh, I'm from North Killtown. I'm from North Killtown." And then they get mad, and he realizes that he's stealing the grease out of them. And Willie goes, "No, my retirement grease."
I'm gonna change my original answer. The Wizard of Evergreen Terrace, where Homer becomes an inventor. His inventions, he's got like the chair with the toilet, and then he's got the shotgun with the makeup.
It was set to whore. It's a shotgun that shoots makeup. It was set to whore. He reloads it to shoot it at Marge the second time. Also, I like when he introduces the chair. Bart's like, "Make way, gotta poop."
Yeah.
Oh, they go to the Edison. They go to the Edison Museum.
Oh,
really good.
Yeah, it's like one idea Edison already had with the chair. With the
I also one more shout out from that season is Married to the Mob, where Homer becomes Mayor Quimby's bodyguard, and he learns all the thing. And he's like, "Simpson, you need to be a good driver," whatever. He's like, "Quick, honk at that broad." And Homer honks at the girl, and he's like, "Good job, Simpson. Good work, Simpson." Just the way Quimby says "honk at that broad," it's like so skeezy and like, oh my god, it's so funny. And then he does the nerve hold on everybody. Yeah, really good. The bodyguard scene where he's eating the watermelon. It's really good.
Yeah, Homer to the Max also in this one where he changes his name to Max Power because there's a dumb idiot. There's like a cartoon or a TV show where someone has the same name as him, and the song and stuff that he sings. You don't snuggle Max Power. You strap in and feel the G's.
You feel like pelvically thrusting.
Most people.
Tom, I'm Max Power. You like tie? I like tie. You like shirt?
Most people monograms they're usually their initials, but all right.
Season 11. This is where it really falls apart. I went with Grifter the Magi, where Principal Skinner gets Funzo. It's like a focus tested toy, but it's like taking over Christmas.
Yeah, they like
that.
Yeah, they lose all their money and stuff. Yeah, so
yeah, it's funny. There's some gags. Nothing too serious.
Gary Coleman's in it too. So
Merry Christmas, everybody. It's
yeah.
the last line of that episode. Really weird.
Guess who's coming to criticize dinner where Homer becomes a food critic for the paper? A lot of great gags in that one where he's trying to hit 500 words and it was just like stupid Flanders. It was like his last words and stuff. And then I give it my worst rating ever, 7 thumbs up. And then, yeah, good episode too. So
really good episode. And then it falls apart. And then it's hit or miss. There's only like a couple good episodes here and there throughout the seasons. Like Homer, where Homer removes the crayon from his ring and becomes smart. I think it's season 12 or 13. Really good episode. But anyway, okay, we're done with that. If you want to find us on the internet or talk to us about The Simpsons, which is very key, you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Locked On Sharks, YouTube, Locked On Sharks, Gmail, LockedOnSharks@gmail.com, Amazon, Spotify, Apple, Locked On Sharks. JD, is that my frahole?
Kyle, is that Kyle Demetrius? Thank you guys for making us your first San Jose Sharks listen. We have hit our 800 subscriptions on YouTube, so we're going to be giving away this bad boy. We have a YouTube video on our YouTube. It kind of explains what you need to do, so go check that out, so that way you can become entered to get a Martin Jones bobblehead where you can remember the good times before the 6-year $6 million contract crushed our hopes and dreams. So after that, go ahead and check out one of the other Locked On shows, such as the Locked On NHL. Make sure you guys get caught up with everything that's going on in the playoffs, because you want to hear from us bozos talking about the playoffs for some reason, or one of the other amazing shows on the Locked On network, such as
Locked On Orioles.
Bye, friends.
Horrendous.
Bye, friends.
Truly dog shit. Poor birds.